Hello and welcome to another edition of Stock Watch. So as we get into the back end of the trading week, we're looking at US indices today as all the major ones, the Dow, Nasdaq and S&P have fallen almost 3% overnight, and it's actually still falling as we look at the today's session, as Russia have invaded the Ukraine and put military presence in the streets there. So because of this, we're looking at a lot of indices dropping, a lot of the markets being shaken up. Brent oil also has hit the $100 a barrel mark for the first time in 7 years. So we're looking at more sanctions on Russia as well, and this could actually affect oil and gas prices further, especially the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which was put into place. It hasn't got any operations at the moment, but it has been put on hold for now. So how will this affect gas in Europe for the next few months ahead and even further, as Russia's president doesn't seem to be retracting any of his military presence at the moment. So we'll see how far this has to go. However, it's not looking too great for a lot of the markets and obviously the world as well. So we'll see what's in store in the next 24 hours as we go along on this journey with the news outlets. So let's just take a look at the US Dow first of all today. So since we had this big decline at the start of the pandemic, it's only been a good stream upwards at the moment. And looking a little bit closer to home now, we are seeing this big dissension in prices, and from the last few hours we're even looking at further downside, and it keeps on moving lower because of the continued military presence and the more stories that we're hearing out of Ukraine in the last few hours. So this has been weighed quite heavily down, and as you can see here, we're going to oversold regions as well on the RSI. So how much further can it go down? Well, let's take a look on the 4-hour chart, because it might be a little bit easier to get some signals and comprehend what's going on here. So as you can see, again, we've moved away from this zone, which was the last time. I'll just put this in a different color so it's a little bit easier to see. So we've seen this as quite a big shift in momentum. Bias is firmly on the downside. I expect it to keep on pushing lower. How far lower? Well, it's moved over nearly over 800 points so far. Over, as I said, nearly 3% drop on the indice. So with that being said, possibly a little bit lower. I'll be looking at the 32,000 region as a psychological handle, and then possibly another push down to 30,000, which isn't too inconceivable. We haven't seen these prices for a long time since the pandemic recovery. However, it's not really something that's out of this world. It's not something that we are not expecting. So just keep an eye out for all the news headlines in that respect. Just looking on the S&P 500 as well, we've got a similar pattern since the end of the pandemic. I'll just make this a bit more easy to see. So as you can see, a little bit like the Dow story and the Nasdaq, we had this great dissension at the beginning of the pandemic, but since then we've had all these swing highs, and we're having a lot more basis to see how far it's going to go. The only difference is we've got a slight divergence on the RSI here, so we haven't gone too far down in the oversold area, and we are looking at a possible, apart from this spike here which looks like a false break, we haven't gone too far in the territory of being too bearish. So there is a slight bullish divergence there, which could actually start propelling prices higher on the S&P. If we look on the 4-hour chart as well, as you can see here, we have fallen through the Ichimoku cloud. I didn't bother to mention it on the Dow because we were trading so far away from it. But if we can get another bounce, then we could see a signal to the upside for the S&P. However, with the ongoing conflicts in the Ukraine and Russia, it could actually have another leg lower. So just be, the headlines at the moment are really driving the market. So just keep an eye on what's coming out. It's hour by hour news, and we'll see what's happening in the future, in tomorrow and going into next week. Obviously, gold has spiked, oil has spiked, gas as well, and gas, sorry. So just keep an eye on all these instruments to see if there's any opportunities that you can jump upon as this story keeps on going. So that's all from today's video. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll speak again tomorrow. Bye for now.